video, you're gonna have a complete consolidated path to start your day trading career. Okay, so starting off this process, I think it's extremely important to understand trading in its simplest form. Okay, there's a lot of different indicators and a lot of complexities that go into day trading, but if you start at this point, it's going to make everything else a lot easier, I promise. What we're looking at here is a simple chart of the S&P 500. This is basically the top 500 tech stocks in the US stock market. So you'll see the market is moving up and moving down at different periods. This is because along this process, we have buyers and we have sellers in the market. Okay, and this price movement is simply a result of supply and demand in the market, and what you're seeing is a visual representation of that in chart form. Okay, so when there's more demand for something, price will continue moving up until a period where the supply starts to outbeat the demand, and that's where price will start to make its way down until the demand starts to outweigh the supply. Okay, and then it will reverse back in the opposite direction. Price moves back and forth, always trying to find this equilibrium between the buyers and sellers and the supply and demand imbalances that come from that. So the whole goal of trading is to find something where you believe the value is to increase, say for example from 200 to 205. Okay, so however many units you buy at this value, when you go to later sell it at an increased value, you get to keep the increased amount times however many units you had, and that's going to be your profit. So in this case, you'd have 100 units times $5, okay, which would give you a profit of $500. For example, the stock market goes up by approximately 10% per year. So say we're buying in with $100. Even if we have a good year in the stock market, after all said and done, we're still only realistically making a profit for that year of $9. So unless you're starting with a ton of money, this isn't going to be a feasible way for you to actually generate income. So right now we're looking at this from a 1 year perspective. Okay, but if I zoom in on this circle, we just look at things based off of the one past day of movement, we can see the market actually took a pretty significant move to the upside. So if we were to take our same exact scenario and say we had reason to believe with a strategy that we wanted to use that same $100 and buy in right at this area, and we knew if it came to this area, we wanted to get out of our position. Now with that same $100 worth of risk, if price moves to here before coming to here, we now have an opportunity to make 5.3 what we're risking, which would be $530 worth of profit. Okay, but as we get more zoomed in, not only do we have to figure out actually where these ideal places to buy and sell are, we really have to focus on risk management and understanding the trading math to do this properly. Okay, but with this proper framework established, we can actually pick these small deliberate areas, allow these daily moves to sort of take place, okay, and be able to really benefit off of large moves in the market. Okay, this trade example, I'm risking $500. I made almost $5,000 in one single trade. Okay, and that's not to brag, that's just to showcase if you lock in and learn something like this, the opportunities that come with it. Okay, and obviously we don't have a crystal ball, but instead of just guessing random areas to get in with random amounts, now we actually have a framework to be able to treat it like a business and ultimately make profit over time. All right, so let's